Hi, welcome to Encouragement for Today. I've been curious about the connection between faith and anger, like how our Christian faith influences the way that we respond to anger in our lives. I think of verses from Ephesians that say, "Be angry, but in your anger do not sin." And it goes on to say, "Do not let the sun go down on your anger." We all know sometimes that's going to happen. But the point is, don't let anger fester and don't feed it. But there can be a healthy and appropriate place for anger. I was curious what modern psychology had to say about anger, and I can't get into it in depth on this video, but I looked at the American Psychological Association and read a conversation between leading experts in the field of dealing with anger. And they also acknowledge that when anger is not too intense or too prolonged, it can be energizing. It can lead you into important conversations that need to happen. It can help positive things come to be. But then there's a point where anger's unhealthy, where it starts destroying relationships and it's counterproductive or leads to foolish decisions because it's too intense. Anger is complicated, is basically what they said. There's a lot more research that needs to be done. But they also pointed towards this balance between looking at when is anger helpful and healthy and when is it problematic and destructive. When we look at the life of Jesus, he got angry. He turned over tables in the temple courts because of money changers taking advantage of people. That's an angry gesture. But then we also meet Jesus, who teaches us to forgive. We meet Jesus, who we see crucified, an innocent man, still praying from the cross, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." We are asked to speak in love, act in ways that encourage loving behavior that might be initiated by anger. But we're also asked to deal with our anger in a way that still chooses grace and forgiveness. It's a complex topic, but maybe some questions for us to consider when we're angry. How can I respond to this feeling in a way that encourages love of God, love of the other, our neighbor, and love of self? And I think sometimes balancing those three is going to mean leaning into difficult conversations to see if there can be restored connection in a relationship. Other times, we may need to forgive from a distance with new, stronger boundaries because love of ourself may require that. And love of God constantly encourages us, whether it's within a reconciled space or within a space that's more distant, to still always choose forgiveness. Some food for thought for today, and we'll talk to you again soon.